Good evening. Welcome on into the evening edition of From Day One. We'll pick up the court where we left off.
Prepared.
Okay.
And if you've received my other motion, you'll understand I've had 32 court dates in 20 weeks and 200 line items. All I need is 80 hours
Aaron Winkles has some good facial expressions for this one.
to prepare it, but I can't because I'm in court every week doing something else other than discovery.
Ms. Winkles, what?
I need more time than that.
Ms.
Or
Grounitz, Ms. Grounitz, hold tight. Ms. Winkles, what time on November 2nd?
10 a.m. to noon.
10 a.m. to noon. Okay, I am setting here today, and I can do a bench order to this effect that the court is granting and requiring the attendance of Ms. Grounitz to a Zoom deposition that'll take place 10 a.m. to noon Pacific Standard Time on Thursday, November 2nd. Ms. Winkles' office will coordinate the Zoom link for that and getting that to the parties. I assume you have a way to communicate with Ms. Grounitz via email, perhaps?
Yes.
Okay. I will reserve on attorney fees until our review on November 1st, when hopefully there's some proof that Ms. Grounitz attempted to send an email for scheduling. If there isn't, then I will grant attorney fees for the time it took back to court to compel this date and time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. And then the other thing that was on my docket was, and I'm not sure, the parties can help me out here. It's a September 13th order on motion for advanced lawyer fees and costs filed by Ms. Grounitz. Is this something the parties believe is before me today? It's showing up on my printed docket as something I should be deciding today.
So Ms. Grounitz, before the last hearing, when we came in immediately, she said that it was wrong, that she misnamed it, and it was actually a motion for costs for producing documents in discovery. And she would file something to that effect. I'm not sure if she did that. I haven't looked in the court record. I don't think I've gotten anything.
Okay. So, ma'am, are you proceeding? What you have filed with the court for potential consideration today is a document called Amended Order on Motion for Advanced Lawyer Fees and Costs. You are asking that Mr. Bott pay your lawyer fees in the amount of $10,000 and costs of $3,000. Are you proceeding on that motion today and asking the court for a decision?
No, I am not, Your Honor. I still intended to amend that to be production costs. So actually, we can strike that.
Let's
order,
strike that.
Yeah, just strike it, and it needs resubmitted as something else.
Okay, I will go ahead and strike your amended order, your motion for amended order for advanced lawyer fees and costs. And with that, I believe we have concluded for today. We do have a review hearing for November 1st. Is that your understanding, Ms. Winkles?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Grounitz, anything that you believe we were going to cover today that we haven't?
I asked if you, I'd like to ask if you received the bench copy of information I submitted to the courts for your review for today and Monday's case that are interconnected.
I believe you might be referring to the respondent's response to plaintiff's motion to restrict abusive litigation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Is that?
I have that.
Are you the one?
I have that whole packet. I don't know if you can see me, but I do have it here.
Are you the person on Monday's docket for that information?
For your protection order case?
Yes.
Yes, I am the judicial officer on the protection order Monday.
Okay, so we don't need to do anything with that today. We'll cover that Monday, right?
Oh, wait. She's back on Monday? Somebody compel this woman to show up on the screen. I got to take a look at this point. I'm really curious.
If that's what you, this just came in today. I have not looked at it. I'm telling you, I have it. So if you are wanting your response to plaintiff's motion to restrict abusive litigation, if you want that heard on a civil protection order docket, you would have had to note it in for that docket.
Correct. I don't intend to speak about it today. I want to make sure it's in this file and you received it.
I do have it here. I'm not giving you any indication whether it's in the civil protection order case. If you put the civil protection order case number on it, then that's where it got filed.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll confirm with clerks about filing, but as long as you receive your paper copies, which has been an issue in the past.
Yep, I have
then
a, I have a bench copy here.
Thank you. That's
right.
all.
Yep, thank you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bopp. You can log off.
Let's see. I can't do nothing down right. Oh my God, what is going on?
Good afternoon. This is Judge Middleton. Who am I speaking with?
Okay, I haven't even seen all this. Everybody told me to do it. From what I saw, it's pretty good.
Jody Wood.
All right. You're also known as Jody Lynette Klein.
Klein Wood, yeah, it's my maiden
All right.
name.
Judge Pattison just made you cry, and I'm sorry for that.
Because I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to do. I have no idea. This is all new to me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and so everybody's being an asshole to me, and I don't know what to do.
Well, I will try to be
I can't
nice.
get no lunch. I can't get my meds. I can't get nothing to drink.
Hold on. Also joining us is Mr. Stickley from the Public Defender's Office. And he was with you with Judge Pattison. In this case, which is file number this is file number 20605 SM. It alleges a retail fraud, and this matter is complicated, which I will speak to in a minute.
But by the way, I met Judge Pattison briefly. He's a super nice guy. And we also went to the same law school.
.605. In this case, it's alleged that on or about March 6th of 2020, you did a retail fraud at the Walmart store in Three Rivers, charged as a second degree. That is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. Kind of see.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
About it.
Deal with it.
Because I can't even remember what
Judge, you were charged, you were arraigned, you pled not guilty, and attorney David Marvin was appointed to represent you. He's now the prosecuting attorney. So when you got arrested again in 2021, they appointed Victor Fitz, the Cass County prosecutor, as the special prosecutor in this case. Mr. Marvin can't prosecute you on a case where he previously
Actually, Pattison was the one who put Debbie Davis onto me.
was your lawyer.
That's the truth.
So we have a special prosecutor from Cass County. You went AWOL.
Also guilty.
I didn't go nowhere. I've been around here the whole time.
Well, you weren't here at court. You failed to appear on August 7th of 2020, and a bench warrant issued for your arrest. You got arrested on August 9th. Wait a minute. No, they didn't arrest you until just recently. I renewed the warrant. So you, maybe you didn't go anywhere, but you didn't come to court.
I thought I had a Zoom. It seems like I had a Zoom or something, and I had no clue how to run at the time. I had no clue how to run the phone or anything, and I didn't know how to get on the Zoom.
Well, all right. Well,
So
I'm
I
here
couldn't-
all day, every day.
No, I
So-
don't have a vehicle either.
All right. Well, it's good that you're in custody then, because we can deal with all this. I'm going to appoint an attorney, a new attorney. I'm going to set this for attorney pretrial for November 3rd. Hopefully, Mr. Fitz will be available. We'll set this for 9:30. Need to give notice to Cass County Prosecutor's Office.
Why is it Cass County, sir?
Because Mr. Victor Fitz is the Cass County Prosecuting Attorney, and they were appointed as special prosecutor. Mr. Marvin was your lawyer, and in 2020, he was elected as prosecuting attorney. He took office on January 1 of 2021. So he can't be your defense lawyer and the prosecutor at the same time. So they got a special prosecutor. So I need to get a new lawyer to represent you because Mr. Marvin can't represent you.
Thank you.
What is your address? Is it still Freese Road?
No. Well, since what happened last night, I guess I'm getting moved out of there and I don't know where I'm going to. And my parents are moving my shit out of my house or where I was staying at because I've had the cops out there 3 times because I get pushed around, thrown down on the ground.
Where have you been staying?
On 12.
US 12? What town?
Sturgis.
Now everybody sent me this call because it's good, but I do feel like I have to announce right now for the people who haven't seen it, all 2 of you, the next appearance is far worse than this one.
Because my husband and I got a separation and that's where I went to.
All right,
That's where
who
I've
lives
been.
on Freese, who lives on Freese Road?
That's where my husband lives,
All right, which widow are you married to?
George.
All right,
But we've been separated for like 2 years.
well, there's 3 George Woods. You're married to George Alva Wood?
Yes, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay, what happened last night that caused you to get arrested?
Because I called the police because I got thrown down and hit again. And they come there and didn't do shit to them. And it was the 3rd time they've been there for this thing, for me being thrown around.
All right,
And
well,
they
they
still
should
haven't done anything to
have
him.
arrested you the first, so the cops came on a complaint. They realized there was a warrant for your arrest and you got picked up.
Yeah, but the cops have been there like 5 or 6 times prior to that and even asked me if I had warrants or anything, and they didn't ever said nothing to me. And
All right,
then
well,
I
who knocked
called
you?
and tried to get
Who knocked you down?
Dave. And
Dave
it's
who?
been him the last, Dave Caldwell. And I've called on him 3 times for him doing this to me, and they've never done anything to him. And then they took me to jail last night.
All right, I don't know anything about any of that, but you've got these old larceny charges that you never dealt with and you took off. That's how you dealt with them. So I'm appointing a new lawyer for you. I'm setting it for November 3rd at 9:30. We need to give notice to the Cass County prosecutor. Judge Pattison set your bond at 5,000 cash or surety. I'm gonna leave this bond at 1,000 cash or surety. So you may well end up sitting until we get this back on track. What did Judge Pattison set his case for?
He said
He says it-
probation violation.
Oh, yeah, she's on probation in the other case.
See, so, sir, I'm totally confused about what's going on. I really don't know.
All right, let
What
me
is
see if I can help. You're confused because you're knowingly confused because you've ignored everything that was going on here. In this case, you're alleged to have stolen some stuff from the Walmart store in March of 2020. You pled not guilty. I appointed a lawyer for you and got a special prosecutor, and you failed to appear and never came back since August of 2020. You should have been arrested.
By the way, after all that, I was wrong. I met Judge Stutzman, not Judge Pattison. He may be a big meanie. Who knows?
When they came to see you before, but they didn't.
Yeah, because
So that's this
they've been
case.
at the house. They've been at the
The
house
other
many
case,
times.
you were on probation to Judge Pattison, and that was on another retail fraud charge. And it's alleged that you violated your probation by not doing the things you were supposed to do and getting a new retail fraud charge. So he had a warrant for your arrest as well. So you don't understand what you're going on because you bugged out on your criminal complaint and you bugged out on your probation violation. So we're going to get a lawyer to help you with this and set it for a pretrial and one for a hearing. And you're pretty weak sauce when you say, well, I couldn't come to the courthouse, I couldn't call the courthouse for 3 years. So we'll deal with it. So you're probably going to sit until we can get this addressed. We'll talk with your probation agent. We'll see perhaps if the prosecutor will agree to resolve everything all at once. And that's where we are. Okay, you're good to go.
So I got a bond of 5,000, a bond of 5, and a bond of 1,000.
Correct.
What? Why did they raise my bond from 15 to 5?
I don't know. I didn't do that one. I left this one as it was originally set.
Well, I asked and they didn't answer me, so.
Well, I don't know the
I'm just
answer, but Judge Pattison apparently felt you were a risk not to appear since you've been AWOL for 3 years. But the good news is there is no longer any warrant hanging over your head. We're going to get these resolved, but you're going to sit unless you post the bond. Good luck. I'll see you on November 3rd and I'll get a lawyer for you.
Okay, thank you.
This was also a David Marvin case. Mr. Marvin at that time had 10 weeks of the contract, so he had lots of cases, and he did a good job on his criminal cases. But there's still a few of these that are hanging out there.
I don't remember the doctor. He will go over that with you. It's fine. I don't talk when you use your leg. You older, been there with that.
What do you need me for? I'll tell you, give me a minute.
Here we go.
This is my last case. Okay, now give me a minute. I'm doing the best I can. Good afternoon. Are you Elizabeth Louise Thornthwaite?
Yes.
This is Judge Middleton. This is an old file, 1822410T. You were charged with driving with a suspended license on March 31st of 2018.
That's a lie.
Well,
I was never officially notified. I wasn't officially notified.
all right, you
That's
got
strong.
a ticket and you had a court date and David Marvin was appointed as your lawyer. And
Now I went
Keith Stickley struggles through this whole hearing.
to the jail to talk to the chief of police at Three Rivers. They told me they didn't have a chief there. Then I asked for the one underneath him. I can't remember what it is now. And they said, oh, we don't have one of them here either
all right, well, let me,
over this incident.
when did you get arrested? Last
I
night?
didn't get arrested.
Well, you're in jail. When did you get arrested last night?
I don't know what time it was.
Well, where was it?
At my niece's. She hit me in the
Well-
head. I got a big lump in
All right, where
on my
was
head.
that?
Three Rivers.
Who's your niece?
Helen Tobias.
All right, so you were a victim of an assault and they found this old warrant for your arrest. Is that true?
Apparently, yeah.
Okay. Where do you live?
I was living with my niece, and I was going to leave in the morning. She told me I had to leave, but I was going to leave the next morning. I had
Well,
even
where
called
have you
Ted.
been for the last, where have you been for the last 5 years?
Mostly in Kalamazoo.
All right, some of this is very old and it's hard to remember. You got a ticket for driving with a suspended license on
But
July
that's mine.
31st.
What year?
Well, July 31st of 2018. You were driving without your headlights on in the middle of the road at 4 o'clock.
No, that's a lie too.
Yeah.
I was parked alongside the road, and I drove about 10 feet, and I wasn't even out in the traffic lane. And then I turned my lights on. I wasn't out in the main middle of the road.
Well, all right. They allege that your driver's license was suspended. I appointed
And
a
that was-
lawyer to represent you, Mr. David Marvin, and I paid for it. And you paid me back by never showing up again. Mr. Marvin had been in communication with Mr. Barnes, who was the Three Rivers City attorney. He offered to reduce this charge to a charge called no valid operator's license. That is a charge which is punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. It carries
He never
2
took my
points,
driver's license.
but it does not suspend your license.
That was my thought as well.
Sir, I was up north. I got a bunch of mail at my niece's. About 9 letters. I opened 4 of them. But that letter was from Secretary of State I hadn't opened. And that's when he pulled me over and said I was
Okay.
driving illegally.
So do you acknowledge that you didn't have a valid license on that day?
No, I had a driver's license. He didn't even take it from me.
The
I wasn't
Secretary of
officially notified. by the Secretary of State, because I had never opened the letter. I was up north.
All right. Well, the fact that you didn't open it didn't mean they didn't give you notice.
They didn't.
If you plead to not having a valid operator's license, I'm going to give you a day in jail and let you out of jail. If you wish to have a hearing on this, I'm going to appoint a lawyer and set it for a hearing. And if you can't postpone, you can sit in jail. So
They illegally took my car.
when?
And I
5
didn't
years
have a
ago?
driver's license. 2018. He legally took my car. He had it towed away. I had to walk over to my niece's. I had my driver's license with me. On the yellow form that he filled out, he said he took me to jail. He couldn't take me to jail because I wasn't officially notified. So I walked back over
Look at Keith watching this go down.
to my niece's.
All right.
And that's the truth. I didn't go to
The
jail.
prosecutor contends that you were officially notified when they sent you the
I
notice.
wasn't.
Well, everyone could
hadn't
just say I
opened
didn't.
it.
Well, yeah, everybody
I
could
hadn't
beat
opened
it
it.
by not having opened it.
Well,
I
how was
didn't
I
open it,
supposed to
so
know
I
it
didn't
was
know
in
I
it?
was suspended. All right, I
No, I
don't.
didn't know.
Okay. I'm gonna appoint a
I
lawyer
know it
for
was
you.
mine.
Okay.
Three Rivers should give me my car back. Now, I called for a loan. They said, I'm done, $8,000 on that car. They illegally took my car.
Okay.
Now
is
I
that
got
why
bad
you-
credit.
Okay. Set a attorney treat trial for November 3rd. Well, we gotta get a special, it's the city attorney, so that won't matter. Is a TR case. Bond is $200, cash or surety. Do you have $200?